very impressed by this. So the boy began to go to him every day, and he used to learn from the magician as well. So he had these two different opposing worlds that were affecting him. And eventually, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presented an opportunity to clear out what is true in his mind. So one day, the boy, he saw this huge serpent or creature in the middle of the street. Everybody was afraid. So he picked up a rock and he said that, "Oh Allah, if what the rahib, the monk, is teaching me is better and more true, then more beloved to you, then what this magician is teaching me, then through this, kill this serpent or this creature." And the creature was killed after he threw the rock. And so the boy realized that what the rahib is teaching me is the truth. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused amazing things to happen on this boy's hands. And such that people would go to him and this boy would make dua and they would be healed from all sorts of illnesses, from sicknesses, from blindness, from all of these different things. Eventually the king who was a Muslim, one of his advisors, he was going blind. So then he came to the boy because he heard about him and he said, "Heal me and I'll give you all of this treasure." The boy said, "I don't heal anyone. Believe in Allah, I'll make dua." The man believed in Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala healed him. Now he goes back, he's the king's friend. He sits with the king, and the king says to him, "Who gave your sight back?" He said, "Rabbi." He said, "You have a Rabb besides for me?" He said, "Yes, Rabbi wa Rabbuk," meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is my Rabb and your Rabb. So then the king became very upset, and he tortured his friend. He said, "Tell me, who did this?" So then the boy came. He tortured the boy and he said, "Who taught you this?" The monk. He tortured the monk and he said, "Leave your religion." The monk said no, so he cut him in half. Then the king called his friend. He cut his friend in half too because he wouldn't leave the religion. Now we come to the boy, and that's where we left off last time. So ثُمَّ جِيءَ بِالْغُلَامِ فَقِيلَ لَهُ. Then the boy was brought, and it was said to him, "Irji' an dinik, leave your religion." فَأَبَى, he refused. فَدَفَعَهُ. So the king, he gave him to who? إِلَى نَفَرٍ مِّنْ أَصْحَابِهِ. This word nafar refers to a group of people between 3 and 10. So a group of his companions. Some of the muhaddithin, they say that ashabihi, the king gave the boy to a group of the king's men, soldiers. Others say no, he gave the boy to a group of his friends. Why? As a deterrent. That look, if you try to follow your friend, this is what's going to happen to you. Allahu Akbar. Okay, so now he says, فَقَالَ, the king says, اِذْهَبُوا بِهِ إِلَى جَبَلٍ. Go to, take this boy to such a mountain, جَبَلِ كَذَا وَكَذَا, whatever mountain it is, فَصْعَدُوا بِهِ الْجَبَلِ. Take him up this mountain. فَإِذَا بَلَغْتُمْ ذِرْوَتَهُ. When you reach the peak, فَإِنْ رَجَعَ عَنْ دِينِهِ. If he leaves his deen, fine, let him go. وَإِلَّا فَطْرَحُوهُ. Otherwise, throw him off the mountain. فَذَهَبُوا بِهِ فَصَعِدُوا بِهِ. So they took him and they climbed the mountain. فَصَعِدُوا بِهِ الْجَبَلَ فَقَالَ. Now the boy makes a dua, very powerful dua. People are harassing, we make this dua. Allahumma kfinihim bima shi'ta. Oh Allah, suffice me against them bima shi'ta. Either with whatever you will or however you will, Ya Allah. Kill them, destroy them, cause something to happen to them, leave them alive but save me. Allahumma kfinihim bima shi'ta. Oh Allah, suffice me against them however you will, Ya Allah. فَرَجَفَ بِهِمُ الْجَبَلِ. The mountain began to quake and tremble. فَسَقَطُوا. All of them fell off. All of the people that took him fell off. وَجَاءَ يَمْشِي إِلَى الْمَلِكِ. And the boy went walking to the king. فَقَالَ لَهُ الْمَلِكِ. The king said, مَا فُعِلَ بِأَصْحَابِكَ. What happened to your companions? So this strengthens, perhaps it was his friend, or perhaps it's because they were with him at the time when he went on the mountains, the soldiers, and then Allah. فَقَالَ, the boy says, كَفَانِيهِمُ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sufficed me and took care of me against them. فَدَفَعَهُ إِلَى نَفَرٍ مِّنْ أَصْحَابِهِ. So now he gave them to another group. فَقَالَ اِذْهَبُوا بِهِ. Now he said, take them. فَحْمِلُوهُ فِي قُرْقُورٍ. Take him in a huge ship. وَتَوَسَّطُوا بِهِ الْبَحْرِ. And go to the middle of the sea. Remember, where did this take place? This took place in Yemen. They're on the sea, they're on the coast, right? فَإِنْ رَجَعَ عَنْ دِينِهِ. If he leaves his deen, fine, let him go. وَإِلَّا فَقْذِفُوهُ. Otherwise, throw him overboard. فَذَهَبُوا بِهِ, means that when they go to the middle of the ocean, he's not going to get away, he's not going to be able to get to the shore, right? He's going to die. فَذَهَبُوا بِهِ فَقَالْ, they took him, the boy says, اللهم اكفنيهم بما شئت. Again he makes the same dua, memorize it. اللهم اكفنيهم بما شئت. فانكفأت بهم السفينة, the ship capsized. فغرقوا, all of them drowned, the boy survived. وجاء يمشي إلى الملك, he came walking to the king again. فقال له الملك ما فعل بأصحابك. The king said to him, what happened with your companions? فقال كفانيهم الله تعالى, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sufficed me and took care of me against them. فقال للملك, now the boy said, look, he told the king, إنك لست بقاتلي حتى تفعل ما آمرك به. You will not be able to kill me until you do exactly what I say. قال ما هو, the king says, what is it? I want to kill you. You're causing people to not believe in me. People are going to start believing in Allah. قال تجمع الناس في صعيد واحد. He said, gather all of the people in one plain, right, in empty fields, where everybody can see. Gather all the people. وتصلبني على جذع, and tie me to a tree trunk. ثم خذ سهما من كنانتي. Then take an arrow from my quiver. Take one of my arrows. ثم ضع السهم في كبد القوس. Then put this arrow in the middle of the bow. Pull the bow back, be ready. ثم قل, then say, بسم الله رب الغلام, in the name of Allah, with the name of Allah, the Rabb, the Lord, creator, sustainer and nourisher of this boy. Allah is Allah. It's not used for anything else, but perhaps, this king was saying that he's Allah. That's why Rabbil Ghulam, this clarifies that it's not the king, it's not anyone else, it's Allah. Like how when the magicians, when they said, قَالُوا آمَنَّا بِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ, we believe in Rabbul Alameen, Rabbi Musa wa Harun. They clarified it even more. Over Bismillahi Rabbil Ghulam. Now all of the people have come. You're going to take the name of Allah and Rabbil Ghulam, Summa Mini, then shoot the arrow. فَإِنَّكَ إِذَا فَعَلْتَ ذَلِكَ قَتَلْتَنِي. If you do this, you'll kill me. فَجَمَعَ النَّاسِ, he gathered the people في صعيد واحد, in one place. وصلبه على جذع, he tied him to the trunk. ثم أخذ سهما من كنانته, then he took an arrow from the boy's quiver. ثم وضع السهم في كبد القوس, then he put the arrow in the middle of the bow. ثم قال بسم الله رب الغلام, in the name of Allah, the Rabb of this boy. ثم رماه, then he shot the arrow. فوقع السهم في صدغه. This arrow, it hit the boy in the temple, between the eye and the ear. فَوَضَعَ يَدَهُ فِي صُدْغِهِ فَمَاتَ. The boy, he put his hand here because it's painful, and he died. فَقَالَ النَّاسِ. Now what did the people say? See, it backfired, just like it did with Fir'aun. آمَنَّا بِرَبِّ الْغُلَامِ, we believe in the Rabb of the boy. فَأُتِيَ الْمَلِكِ فَقِيلَ لَهُ أَرَأَيْتَ مَا كُنْتَ تَحْذُرُ قَدْ وَاللَّهِ نَزَلَ بِكَ حَذَرُ. They said, the people, they came to the Malik and they said that, look, what you feared, it happened. What you feared, your fear actually occurred. Meaning all of the people believe now. And he became the means for it. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَيُؤَيِّدُ هَذَا الدِّينِ بِرَجُلٍ فَاجِرٍ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He aids the deen even with the criminal, with the sinner. Hazrat Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Zakaria rahmatullahi alayhi, he came to England towards the end of his life. Very close to the end of his life. So when they were calling him on the stage, the person that was giving, introduction was saying all the Qutub al-Aqtab and this and that about Hazrat Shaykh Maulana Zakaria, big muhaddis. He said, that, oh my beloved, let me die before you say all of this, because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Inna Allah la yu'ayyidu hadha ad-deen bi rajulin fajir. That Allah, He helps this deen with a sinful person as well. We don't know how our end is going to be. So khair, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made the king's actions a means for all of these people entering Islam. فَقَالَ النَّاسِ آمَنَّا بِرَبِّ الْغُلَامِ. Right? So now they said, قَدْ آمَنَ النَّاسِ, the people have believed. فَأَمَرَ بِالْأُخْدُودِ. So now the king is a tyrant. He said he ordered ditches to be dug, بِأَفْوَاهِ السِّكَكِ, at the entrance of all of the roads. فَخُدَّتْ. So then they were dug. وَأَضْرِمَ. And they were ignited. فِيهَا النِّيرَانِ. So inside of these ditches, fires were ignited. وَقَالَ مَنْ لَمْ يَرْجِعْ عَنْ دِينِهِ فَأَقْمِحُوهُ فِيهَا أَوْ قِيلَ لَهُ اِقْتَحِمْ. And then he said, whoever does not leave their religion, meaning the belief in Allah, forcibly throw them in the ditch, or it was said to them, because they're shak here, اِقْتَحِمْ, meaning throw yourself inside. One of the two. Either you're going to be thrown in or throw yourself inside. فَفَعَلُوا. People were doing that. They were ready to die for their deen. حَتَّى جَاءَتِ امْرَأَةٌ وَمَعَهَا صَبِيٌّ لَهَا. Then a woman came and with her was a child, and this child was of the age that it couldn't talk. Some say 7 months. That's what the riwayah of Ibn Qutayba says, 7 months old. فَتَقَاعَسَتْ أَن تَقَعَ فِيهَا. Now the woman, she began to get scared and she began to hesitate for going in there. Not because of her, because of her child, right? Either the child is going to live without her or she's going to be separated from the child, so she began to hesitate. فَقَالَ لَهَا الْغُلَامِ. So the boy said to her, يَا أَمَّاه, oh my mother, إِصْبِرِي فَإِنَّكِ عَلَى الْحَقِّ. Oh mother, be patient because you're on the truth. Rawahu Muslim. Muslim narrated, and she jumped into the fire. Right? Now, it's mentioned, it's attributed to Imam Suyuti, but it's not correct. That is Imam Suyuti, but they say that there were 10 children who spoke as babies, and this poem is attributed to him. تكلم في المهد النبي محمد ويحيى وعيسى والخليل ومريم ومبري جريج ثم شاهد يوسف وطفل لدى الأخدود يرويه مسلم وطفل عليه مر بالأمة التي يقال لها تزني ولا تتكلم وماشطة في عهد فرعون طفلها وفي زمن الهادي المبارك يختم. That it says that, I was looking for this as well, but some have said that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam spoke as a baby, Yahya, Isa, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Maryam. These, wallahu a'lam, I wasn't so sure about it. Isa alayhi salam, yes, it's in the Quran. The one who declared that Jurayj was innocent, this is in the hadith. The Shahid of Yusuf, this is many riwayat. This child, this is mentioned by Imam Muslim. Then one woman, another woman said about her, she did zina. A baby said no, she didn't do zina. And lastly, وَمَاشِطُ فِي عَهْدِ فِرْعَوْنَ. The one who used to brush the hair of Fir'aun's daughter, her child also spoke. This is also mentioned in some tafsiri riwayat. Wallahu a'lam al-haqiqat of this. Now Imam Nawawi, he defines some words, zirwatul jabal a'lahu, meaning the peak of a mountain, وهي بكسر الذال المعجمة وضمها والقنطور بضم القافين. He's saying that there's two dhammas on the qafs, نوع من السفن, a big ship. والصعيد هنا الأرض البارزة. الصعيد means an open field. الأخدود الشقوق في الأرض كالنهر الصغير, ditches. وأضر أوقد, one كفأت أي انقلبت, meaning it flipped, capsized. وَتَقَاسَتْ تَوَقَّفَتْ وَجَبُنَتْ. She became scared. So this is the riwayah now. It's in what? It's in Babu Sabr. And what we learn from this over here is the patience of the boy, number one. The boy and the monk and the companion of the king, all of them were ready to give their life, even though you're allowed in that situation to say, I don't believe. You could say words of kufr, right? أُكْرِهَ قَلْبُهُ مَنْ أُكْرِهَ وَقَلْبُهُ مُطْمَئِنٌ بِالْإِيمَانِ. However, the best thing is to say that no, like Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu. They said, give up your deen. He said, no, ahad, ahad, ahad. All of them, they gave their life because they didn't want to even renounce their deen in words. This is one level of patience. Then you see all of these people, they died as well. They were thrown into the ditch. Why? Because they refused to leave their deen. And I told you guys last week that the sabab of this, what happened is, Yemen is here, Eritrea, Ethiopia is over here. The king of Ethiopia was who? Najashi. Najashi, he heard about this, that Christians are being persecuted like this. So he sent two people, two commanders. One's name is slipping my mind, the other was Abraha. They went and they conquered this king, Zunawas, and they conquered this area of Yemen. And they were there until, this was Ashab al-Ukhdud, then they came to Makkah. Abraha came to Makkah, and he was Ashab al-Fil as well. This is the connection. So when you read the tafsir of Surah Buruj, you'll see this mentioned. Qutila Ashab al-Ukhdud, this is always mentioned. And Ashab al-Fil has a connection to Ashab al-Ukhdud. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us people of sabr as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those who are steadfast on our deen. And no matter what happens, always cling to it and not ever give it up.
Thank you. Barakallahu feek.